Introducing Lucha Lucha.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new Lucha Underground Season 2, Episode 12 review. Yet another really good episode from the premier wrestling show today. I'm telling you, Lucha Underground can do no wrong, at least in my opinion. I've loved every episode this season, and it's really making me question, can this show really have a bad show? Their storytelling, the way they write their shows, the action, the character development, the characters, the wrestlers, the performers, every aspect about Lucha Underground is amazing. And what's crazy is, I'm hearing we're halfway through. So the other half is supposed to be better than the first half. My question to that is, how? Episode 1 through 12 has been really awesome. And episode 13 through the end of the season up to Ultima Lucha is supposed to be better than that? How? I can't wait. Next week we got Mil Muertes versus Matanza. Oh man, we're getting this match right off the bat next week. The start of the second half of season 2. Matanza versus Mil Muertes. Wow. If we're getting that match next week, what the hell are we going to get for Ultima Lucha? This show is awesome. I love this show. I feel like a kid watching Kids WB or Fox Kids or Cartoon Network or whatever news station, what? I don't watch news. Whatever kid station I watched when I was a kid. That's what I feel like right now. This show just awoke in the inner kid in me. I love every aspect about it. But tonight's episode, yeah, another good episode, man. We kick things off with Dario Cueto talking to Johnny Mundo, Taya, and the Machine, Cage, the man they call Cage. And just like Angelico, Ivelisse, and Son of Havoc, he wants them to be the new unlikely trio. He's trying to recreate Angelico, Ivelisse, and Son of Havoc through these three. And, well, I don't know. These guys seem to have too much of a dysfunctional relationship to really make that work. But who knows? Maybe it will. If you saw the episode, you know how this turns out. But they pretty much tell each other, you know what? We hate each other, but we're going to try and make this work because we want gold. And they concede. And they walk away, entering the tournament. I love the I'm kind of a big deal label on Dario Cueto's desk. That's pretty cool. Alright, first match. We have Arhinnis versus Killshot. Killshot's backstory last week was really awesome. And we see that play into the match. He's wearing a military gear in honor of his military life and comrades that are lost. He gets into the ring, we see him with the dog tags. He hangs them over the ropes, and he stares at them, almost in a trance, like he's mesmerized. And then he prays before the match even starts. Then, he just goes full kill shot on our asses, and he's freaking awesome. Great high-flying action from both wrestlers, by the way. Lots of fun, innovative spots. I love how commentary plays up his life as a sniper, and how precise and deliberate, and how he targets body parts and picks them apart. And he is very technical. You know, I love that aspect about him. He separates himself from the rest of the roster because of that. He defeats Arhinnis with what seems to be a really awesome electric chair sit-out tombstone pile driver. Electric chair sit-out tombstone pile driver. It's just... don't know what it's called. The kill shot? I don't know. It looks sick. So, Killshot wins. Look forward to seeing where he goes in the upcoming future on Lucha Underground. We see Black Lotus and El Dragon Azteca Jr. meet backstage. They talk about their master being killed and how Black Lotus can still work for Cueto, knowing that he's partially responsible for their master being killed. What he doesn't know is he's looking at the killer, because we know that. But he doesn't know that, and she lies to him. She says that Matanza killed their master, which is not true. The one who killed their master was Black Lotus. But she tells him that she plans to get revenge on Cueto. She's just buying her time. Azteca Jr. believes her, and he walks away. Eventually, these two have to face off. I'm assuming this will be a feud for Ultima Lucha. We might see Black Lotus wrestle at the end of the season. Or we might see her wrestle very soon, but we need to see her wrestle. I hear she's a great wrestler. Cueto's talking to a new talent, Daga. He's a Mexico sensation, Mexican wrestler who's very popular. And he's going to wrestle. He's going to wrestle for the Gift of the Gods medallions. So we are restarting the Gift of the Gods medallions now. And I guess this will culminate at Ultima Lucha. So Daga takes on El Tejano in his debut match. This is the first time I've seen Daga wrestle, and you know what? He's not bad. Not bad at all. I think he's gonna work just well on Lucha Underground. The match had this speed versus powerhouse feel to it, but it was cool to see Tejano step outside that powerhouse wrestling style. He did a lot of high-flying moves. He was very innovative, a lot more innovative than he usually is, at least on Lucha Underground. But it was a huge improvement from his previous matches. I was not a fan of Tejano versus Chavo Guerrero or any of his matches. Even his matches against Alberto Del Rio are not that good. But he really pulled it off in this match. It was a great match to see him showcase himself. Really picked up at the end. And Daga, unfortunately, loses. Which, let me just say this. I said it before when PJ Black lost in his first match earlier this season. I love that Lucha Underground doesn't instantly have their new wrestlers win. Now, I know that's a trope of NXT, but see, NXT gets away with it because they have them wrestle local talent, like no names, not just people on the roster. And I think if we're going to do that, here in this case on Lucha Underground, if it's someone as established as El Tejano, who is a AAA world champion, I forgot what the actual name of the championship is, but he's a AAA world champion. He can't just go in there and beat him. Daga can't just go in there and beat someone that important. So him losing is okay. It doesn't make him feel any less important. He just lost to a bigger name. The point is to look good against him, to create the idea that I could have beaten him. And you know what? I got that sense with Daga. I did feel like he could have beaten Tejano. So great match. Tejano wins one of the medallions. The 7 Aztec medallions. One of them goes to Tejano. Really good match. We see Mil Muertes backstage praying at his shrine. Katrina brings in the Disciples of Death and has him forgive them for their failure. And he does. And she then enters them into the Trios tournament. They will compete next week. But then she then tells Mil Muertes that Matanza may be a bigger challenge than the earthquake that killed him, which enraged the shit out of him. He got pissed and just, went Super Saiyan. Oh! He didn't really go Super Saiyan, but you know what I'm saying. He just went crazy. That match is going to be insane next week. It's going to be insane. But will it be as insane as this week's main event? We will have to see, because Jesus Christ. First off, let me just name you the people in the main event. It's a trios tournament match. It's Rey Mysterio, El Dragon Azteca Jr., and Prince Puma. All-star lineup. An awesome all-star lineup for Lucha. Perhaps the 3 most famous luchador wrestlers, at least for Lucha Underground, but in wrestling, period. The Holy Trinity of Lucha. How about that? And that should be their tag team name. If they ever become tag team champions, call themselves the Trinity. The Trinity. It sounds awesome. But they take on Prince Puma, Cage, and Taya. So, dysfunctional versus the All-Star Tag Team. It just makes for such a great match, and Jesus Christ, I knew it was going to be a great match. I didn't know how insane it was going to get. It got crazy. I can't sit here and name you all the spots. Off the top of my head, favorite spots that come to mind, there was an electric chair spot with, I think it was Prince Puma and Azteca Jr. You have Johnny Mundo on Prince Puma's shoulders, and they're on top of the turnbuckle. Here comes freaking Azteca Jr., jumps off the ropes, and Hurricane Rana's him off the shoulders of Prince Puma to the mat. Then Prince Puma follows it up with a 450 splash. Woo! And then Cage, the crazy machine that he is, catches Prince Puma and Azteca Jr. at the exact same time and tosses them both. And Cage just looked like a freaking monster in this match, man. And just all kinds of craziness ensued. High-flying action here. Taya looked great. Mundo looked great. Of course, Prince Puma, Rey Mysterio, and Azteca looked great. All 6-man looked great. Amazing match. Awesome match. One of the most exhilarating, high-flying matches I've seen this season. I feel like every show, the main events start to top each other. You know, Aztec Warfare 2, it's kind of hard. This match is right there with it. I think it's probably just as good. It's a great match, man. I think it's going to go down as one of the best matches this season. Unless what I hear, that second half is better than the first half, then I could be completely wrong. And I see a completely different awesome match that just blows my mind. We'll see. It came down to the dysfunctional tag team losing. Because eventually Cage turns on Johnny Mundo. They just can't get along. And because of that, it allowed Rey Mysterio to hit the 619. But I don't think he won the match. No, he didn't win the match. It was, he hit the 619, and then he just flew out of the ring, and I think he landed on top of, was it Cage? Don't remember. I just know Prince Puma pinned Mundo. So, the Trinity moves on in the tournament. Can't wait to see how well they do. And I hope they win. I want them to win. That needs to happen. That's going to be a great scene. Rey Mysterio, Prince Puma, and Azteca Jr. Man, just great stuff. Great main event. We end the show with Cueto talking to Matanza behind the cage. And he pretty much tells him to bring Mil Muertes closer to the dead. But then he tells him why he has him behind bars. Because no one can truly understand the beauty of his violence but him. So it has to be done. Alright. Crazy asshole. Great show, man. This show is amazing. I don't think I can praise it enough. I might sound biased when I say this, but this is the premier show in wrestling. You can take it as you will. But until you show me a show that's better than this, I'm going to continue to say that. Thank you guys for watching. This is my review. Give me your thoughts about this week's Lucha Underground down below. Favorite match, favorite moment, favorite promo. Let's get the discussion going. And I'll see you guys next week for more Lucha Underground. It is your boy, Alyx, man, signing off.